Black bean and poblano burritos. Yum. That's just one of the delicious new recipes. How about pasta primavera? That's another one that I have discovered thanks to HelloFresh. Are you ready to try America's #1 meal kit? We'll get 14 free meals, including free shipping, when you use code FACE14 at HelloFresh.com/FACE14.
This is a Rooster Teeth production.
Hello and welcome to episode 64 of the Face Podcast. I just realized I definitely don't think we did an intro, the last one we just recorded. So just listen to this one twice. I'm Jeff. With me as always is Gavin, and Andrew. And,
Yo, did we not do an intro? I feel like we did.
We started. It started with you and Eric fighting over NSYNC. Who was like top dog in NSYNC, and then
we
said the number.
Got around to it. Did we? Oh, we did.
63.
Okay.
I think so.
Well, this is 64 then, if my math is correct.
Mm-hmm.
And the principles of addition continue to function as described to me as a child. This is episode 64 of the Face Podcast. And I don't know about you boys. I still have 3 things left over to talk about from my previous list that we didn't get to because of the world's longest open water story. But I don't want to monopolize the episode either. So if you guys want to talk about anything, go right ahead.
No, I mean, if it's on par with the ocean rescue story, I just need to know everything. I need to know how your day is. I need to have a continuation.
Let me tell you about today. This is the portion of this. This is called Purple Nightmare.
I feel like I want Andrew to guess what this is about.
What do you think? Purple. That's a great idea. I would like you both to guess.
That's a great
I described
premise.
it as a lucid waking nightmare. A purple lucid waking nightmare.
I'm gonna guess that you dreamt that you were on a boat and Grimace was yelling at you to go now. Is my guess. The purple nightmare.
I was thinking Barney.
No, you're both so far off.
When you say purple nightmare, was this actually a nightmare, or was this an experience that was real that you're just calling a nightmare?
It was an experience that was so horrible it felt like a nightmare.
Okay, you were riding your bike and you saw a lovely field of lavender to your side, and you thought, "Oh, that looks nice." And then suddenly your bike just veered into it, and you rolled down a hill through lavender, thus living a purple nightmare on the way down.
I wish.
I'm going to continue off that. I'm going to guess that Jeff was trying to do his bike trick, doing a practice run, trying to get into it, was listening to Prince while doing so, and it went horribly wrong. That is my second purple nightmare guess.
I love the idea behind that. It's a little more pedestrian, unfortunately. So I thought I was going to have a good day today, and it's largely been a good day. I mean,
what made you think that, though?
I just felt like it. I woke up in a good mood, and I thought, like, today will be... I knew I had to go to the doctor. I hadn't been to the doctor in a while, and I wanted to go get some blood work done, and, just a wellness exam. So I went and got a tetanus shot, and because I figure if anybody on Earth needs a tetanus shot, it's me. And
I mean, you did cut your hand open on something.
Yeah.
That
also,
is true.
You want to check your cholesterol and do all the stuff a man like myself has to do in his mid-40s. And so I was kind of looking forward to that because it's one of those things that you put off, and I was glad to finally be doing it, And so I had to leave kind of early to go to the doctor's. And one thing I do when I have Millicent, with joint custody, I have her half the time. So on the weeks that I have Millicent, every morning or virtually every morning, I make her a smoothie because she has some specific dietary requirements, and I've learned how to make this awesome smoothie that's really fun, and she seems to appreciate it, and it sets her up for in the right way for her day. She's all full of nutrients and stuff, and anyway, so I was making her smoothie. It's a blueberry smoothie. It's got a lot of stuff in it, but the main ingredients are blueberry and banana and peanut butter, and it was the yogurt that caused the initial problem, and some honey and some other stuff. Anyway, so I have this like Ninja food like smoothie maker machine, and it makes like a 20-ounce smoothie. And so I was talking to Emily this morning while she was getting ready for work, and I was making the smoothie and putting it all together, and I crammed it a little too full of yogurt, which I can't stand. So when I put the lid on, the way it works is you like fill it up, you put a lid on that's got the little fucking blades in it, and then you stick it on the machine and it goes and it spins it all up. And so when I put the blades and I pushed it down, it fucking shot yogurt out of all the sides, which if there's one thing I like less than yogurt, it's goopy yogurt coming out of the sides of a smoothie thing. It was like I retched. I'm like, whoa.
How's it coming out the sides?
Because I you like at the top where you like screw it in.
Oh, okay.
There was too much volume, and so it like squirts. It's like yogurt squirt coming out of the top. That'd be a great way to describe it. Gross white yogurt squirt. And I was like, whoa. So I go over and I rinse it off, and so the canister's a little slippery and wet, right? Then I take it over to the smoothie machine, and I put it in the smoothie machine. And I get the smoothie all nice and blended, and it's very purple. And then I go over back to the kitchen sink because some more yogurt squirt has come out, and so I take the cap off, and I'm like trying to just clean it up a little bit, get the yogurt squirt off of it and stuff, so that it's not disgusting for Millie. And I turn around with it in my hand, and I guess I just wasn't holding it well enough, and it was wet, and I throw the smoothie across the kitchen. And it hits the floor, and it explodes, and 20 ounces of purple smoothie makes... 20 ounces of purple smoothie can cover an entire house. It can cover all of the floor. It can cover 3 different carpets. It can cover every kitchen cabinet. It can cover... all of the walls. It can cover a lot of ceiling. You can paint a lot of ceiling with a 20-ounce purple smoothie.
That's one of those I don't know where to start kind of messes.
Yeah.
Like, which bit do you clean first?
It went so far, it shot across the island of my kitchen. Gavin, you know where you've been to my house. So my kitchen, it shot over like the little cutout area across the dining room table. It covered the windows in my living room. It did like a James McAvoy bullet bend around the wall and managed to then spin back and hit my front door, which isn't even visible from where it hit the ground.
It sounds like when Mr. Bean tried to paint his flat by putting a firework in a can of paint and just running around the room.
I didn't see that, but and I just like stared at it. And Emily was leaving, and I just ran outside and said, "You've got to come home. You've got to come back." She's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" I'm like, "I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do." And she runs in. She's like, "What's wrong?" And I go, "What do I do?" And she just goes, "I got to go to work." She was like, "Wake up, Millie. She'll help you." And then she left because she had to go to work. She had clients in the chair or whatever. I know she filmed a video of it, so you guys can see that at some point. But I then got up Millie, and for 40 minutes, we cleaned purple. It was... just everywhere. Every time I thought it was done, I would like move a dining room chair and realize, no, the whole seat is full of purple. And I had to clean 3 different rugs. I had to clean the ceiling in 2 rooms significantly.
We've got to get you a security camera or something.
Yeah, inside, right? And then after it was all done and I got it all clean, I walked into my bedroom and I sat down and I just cried. I cried for a good 2 minutes. Just cried. And then I got up, I wiped off my tears, I went back in, and I made another goddamn smoothie because Millie needed her breakfast. And so I made another goddamn smoothie, and then I endeavored to have that day after that.
There's always just like an underlying level of tragedy to all your funny stories. Oh,
was that today? Did that happen today?
That happened at 9 a.m. today.
What a start. You thought it was going to be a good day, which means you probably only had an hour or 2 of thinking it was great. Yeah. I like as well that I was expecting the blender to have fired it out, but it was just you throwing it.
I fucking threw it with like I threw it with like some force, dude. I don't even know how to describe it.
Was it like a Gronk spike? Like what are we talking as far as angle
kind
goes?
of like a Gronk spike. Yeah, there you go. That's a good way to describe it. Yeah, it was like
Gronk spike.
I've never been more shocked in my life. I was like, it was as bad, Gavin, and I recognize, like, there was a story from years and years and years ago where I had my dog had diarrhea and my Roomba ran over it and it shot shit 6 feet up my walls, right? It wasn't cleaning up feces, I'll say that, so that was a bonus, but it was way more cleanup. It laughed at the Roomba shit story and was like, I can top that easily.
So in terms of grossness, it would probably rank a 3 behind the Roomba shit and the half dead cow. But in terms of spread, it would probably be number 1.
Yeah, it's a 3 behind those. It's a easy number 1 in terms of difficulty cleaning up and spread. Yeah, it was a motherfucker. Oh, all my mail, my Alexa got covered. Just a drippy purple mess. All my mail is stained purple now. Oh. So then, here's my next story. Regulation fart. So then, I go to the doctor. I do all that. It's all fine. It's great. I like the doctor. He's a new doctor. Love him. Everything. Come home. I get some lunch. Have some chili killies for lunch. It's delicious. Everything's going fine. Then I have a quick little meeting, a little work meeting, and sitting at my desk, having my work meeting, and there's about 10 minutes to go in the work meeting, and I have just a perfectly regulation fart. Quiet fart. So I feel comfortable doing it. I just like move my chair, nobody hears it because it was silent. Nothing feels amiss, nothing weird. As I said, I didn't have to push. It wasn't a hard fart, it wasn't a wet fart. It was just a perfectly regulation fart. So I fart, don't even think anything about it. Forget about it. Finish my business in the meeting, get up to go to the bathroom. Feel like, I should do a poo now. Walk over, pull down my pants, sit down, realize there is a pile of shit in my pants.
No!
There's no way. How do you not feel
How did
it?
you not
I
notice
shit my
it?
pants and like a little cow pie, a little like a puddingy cow pie, and I just didn't feel it. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. And it was like, oh no. It wasn't like a streak or a little bubble. It was like there was weight, it like weighed my underwear down. And I don't know how it happened. I don't know how a regulation fart had non-regulation results, and I don't know how I didn't discover it at all until it was way too late. So that was a quick trip. That was a shower and laundry.
If Jeff didn't take a shit, it would still be in his pants. He would have known.
Maybe.
There.
I had to check and make sure this very chair I'm sitting in didn't have shit in it. It didn't. It was fine. The pants contained it. But yeah.
How much time passed between regulation fart and shit discovery?
10 to 11 minutes.
Okay. So not enough time for it to sort of go hard.
No, it was still pretty goopy.
Oh, I'm honestly blown away that so to date when we're recording this, the episode where Andrew rips a homer, in his words, at the end of the last episode, that came out yesterday. I am blown away, Andrew, that you had no repercussions from that wet, disgusting noise.
I couldn't. It was funny. I think I texted to you guys. I couldn't figure out that evening. It was like a home run derby in my ass all night. It was just, I couldn't stop. And I was like, what is going on? This is irregular. And then the next day after we recorded, I had a Fiber One bar. And then it was like throwing another log in the fire. Like it came back and I was like, I ate like 3 of these that night. That's what caused this.
So you were fibered up.
I was fibered up.
That was what was producing
unleashing
non-regulation farts.
Yes.
God damn, dude. By the way, the audience universally loves your farts. Congratulations. Huge win for Fuckface. Zero negative comments. R.E. Andrew's butt. I was amazed, and it was joyous to see.
I think we've got a good audience. I think we've got one. It's not an audience that turns them off in disgust. It's an audience full of embrace, even with such a wet, disgusting fuck.
Heinous. Speaking of audience, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. Oh, by the way, I should just say I'm now terrified because I don't think I can trust my farts anymore. This is uncharted fart territory for me. If I can't trust a regulation fart, can I ever leave the house again?
Yeah, I mean, would that be a fart that you would have taken the gamble on in
anywhere.
An airport or something?
Yeah.
Wow.
Anywhere. It was a regulation fart.
Dangerous.
That's
just
so
a normal,
dangerous.
bog standard regulation fart.
You got to figure that out.
I know.
That's gonna get you.
Yeah, dude, I'm not excited about it. But anyway, speaking of the audience, I wanted to talk about the twins.
I feel so bad because we did I feel so bad that they're probably going to eat my condiment. I feel really bad about that because they did the salads.
You know the twins, right? The comment leavers, and I'm going to say comment receivers after this because they got a lot of love. They took our 4 salads and they made them, and then they did a salad taste test to determine what the best salad was.
Like the girls?
Yeah, the girls.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that anyone had made them.
Yeah, they made them. They videotaped a review. They put it all up on Twitter. They had pictures. By the way, mine was, no offense to you guys, mine was easily the most aesthetic. If it wasn't the best tasting, it was easily the most
how do I find
aesthetic.
this? Where do I look at these?
I'll send it. Well, you can link it to you. I appreciated that they acknowledged mine had great spirit. I feel like that was what I was going for in the dinner Zimmer salad. Definitely not a taste. Design.
One of the twins liked yours best, and one of the twins liked mine best.
I don't think anyone liked mine.
I think they appreciated it. They appreciated it.
No. The spirit, as I said, I appreciated the spirit call it for it. As far as taste goes, it's a disaster.
So were they ranked?
They did. Yes, they ranked them. It's a great video. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me. I want to see.
It was awesome. They also set the waffle bomb on fire and smelled it in a video not too long ago as well. They're making better content out of our content than we are.
I wonder if they'll make all the condiments.
That's what I'm saying. I feel terrible. I didn't design mine with the thought anyone else would try it. I feel bad. I mean, yours is also just atrocious, Gavin. I feel bad about that too. It's not a good
condiment?
tot condiment. Yeah, it wasn't good.
Cocktail sauce. There's nothing wrong with it.
And not for tater tots. It was a bad combo for tater tots.
It's weird on a tot. I'll give you that.
It
But
is.
it's not terrible in general.
Hey, do y'all think I could be invited back to the Slack at some point?
I'm so glad that you mentioned that, Jeff. Because that's on my note. I wanted to bring up the fact that, so I sent, in the episode that came out, we talked about the state songs, the ranking of those, and the motion picture song. I posted those, and then Gavin made a joke saying Tennessee, spelt 10, because Tennessee has 10 state songs. Yeah. And my thought was, Gavin should be removed from this channel for that joke. That was atrocious. Which then made me realize, oh my God, Jeff still isn't in the Slack. And so
it's been a long time.
Maybe we just have a 1 in, 1 out rule from this point.
Well, here's the thing. You left out a protest, so I thought it would be unfair of us to then drag you back in out of your protest. So if you were out of protest, we'd love to have you back. I don't want to speak for everyone. But if you're willing to come back.
The regulation Zimmer looks freaking delicious.
Yeah, because I make good-ass salads.
That looks like an amazing... Mine looks like a fruit salad. That looks like too much apple in there.
I know how to make a fucking salad, man. I eat them. I love them.
Raymond's looks... Ooh.
Yeah, dude. There's
a lot of different shit. The blueberries next to the meat looks a bit weird.
It's not good. It's not a good salad.
Oh, Nick's looks healthy.
You take that avocado off of Nick's and it looks delicious.
It's a good salad.
I mean,
well, if you like avocado, I understand that it would be a bonus. But if you don't, it's a big detractor.
So you want back in the Slack, Jeff? Just to clarify, we can add you back. We'd love to have you back.
I have a question though. Great. Does Jeff get to see all the stuff we wrote while he was gone?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, that's up to him if he wants to scroll up.
I don't think I do. I think it starts where I join. I think I lose all my progress.
That was a lot covered that we should probably fill. Maybe we could just repaste it all.
Huh. Yeah.
Well, maybe it wasn't for me to see. Well, that's everything I had on my list. Now it's all I'm left with is the queries and insights, which I was just going to pepper in as we went. One of those, of course, was the twins. I have a question for you guys. Let me ask you guys a question.
Okay.
When I was in Mexico on the island, there's a rule in Mexico. It's in every toilet on the island. They said please don't flush toilet paper. It's flush as little toilet paper as possible. It's an island and the plumbing isn't great. And so they want you to like throw it in a waste bin. And that got me thinking, what if every person on the island flushed toilet paper at the exact same time? Would it blow up?
I think all the pressure would funnel to like one toilet somewhere, and it would
which got me thinking, what if every toilet on Earth was flushed at the exact same time? Think of it like a global shit-in. Everybody, poop or not, but everybody flushes the toilet at the exact same time. Would Earth implode?
Yeah, the planet just cracks in half.
I mean, maybe not, but something has to happen, right? Like that many millions or billions of toilets flushing at the exact same time, it would have to have some sort of effect. What would that be?
It would have to back up somewhere because all of this water is currently stored and it's like held up by gravity. So you've got all of gravity of all of these tanks just ready to drop water. Yeah,
Jeff.
Interesting.
Jeff is describing this like the lamest Project Mayhem. Like he doesn't want to blow up the financial district. He just wants every toilet to flush at the same time.
I just am curious what would happen. Like, has anybody ever done a study? We should Google it, find out. Like,
You want to do like flush across America?
yeah, like, are there any like civil engineers out there that would have any idea like what the ramifications would be if every toilet on a system, like on the same treatment facility or whatever, flushed? Like, would there be enough water to instantly return at all? Would it get overwhelmed and start like would it be like in a movie when like when all the pipes start busting and like steam starts pushing out, and it's like, but it's just shit and piss everywhere?
Like the scarecrow in Batman Begins.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Oh,
The lower level of the Titanic, but it's just because everybody flushed.
Exactly.
I wonder if you'd be able to see it from a plane.
What
do you
would
mean?
it look like?
Yeah,
What would you be
I know.
seeing?
Or that the ground cave in, maybe? I don't know. I feel like what was that movie? 2012?
Yeah.
So if you're out there, if you're a comment leaver, and you have any insights into what would happen if a million toilets cried out at once, let us know.
Thankfully,
cannot wait.
not enough people listen to Face to actually cause an environmental disaster. But
I'm not trying to cause one. I just am wondering what would
Sounds
happen.
like you are.
I'm not recommending this. I don't want to do this. I'm not espousing it as an idea that we should pursue. I'm just curious.
Oh.
I can't wait. We're going to get a response back like September 1st for how far ahead we are. What a time. Be waiting for this update.
Just about 3 weeks after we forget about it.
Yes, exactly.
Well, the summer's here. You know what that means. Sweaty crotch, swamp ass. The living ain't easy unless you got a Hello Tushy bidet. You want to keep your sweaty crack clean all stinky summer long? Well, you want to use the brand new Hello Tushy 3.0 modern bidet attachment. It is stylish, it is eco-friendly, and your underwear will thank you. Hello Tushy 3.0 cleans soggy butts like a champ, and it doesn't stop there. It also cleans itself like a champ with the Smart Spray automatic self-cleaning nozzle. Plus, Hello Tushy's got your ass covered with a 60-day risk-free guarantee and a 12-month warranty. So defeat swamp ass. Go to hellotushy.com/face to get 10% off plus free shipping. This is a special offer for our listeners at hellotushy.com/face for 10% off. That's hellotushy.com/face. Our noses will thank you. Here I am sharing my experience as things approach normalcy. Have I found myself feeling anxious and needing to calm down? Why, all the time. And that's why I use Raycon wireless earbuds. Like, I go for bike rides. I try to go every day, try to ride between 22 and 30. Well, it usually ends up being about 24 miles, if I'm being honest. And I pop those suckers in, and it kind of just helps me reset, helps me work through problems I have. It's a little bit of background music, kind of drown out the world, helps me center. I appreciate it. It kind of gets me back to where I need to be. But it's not just about calming down. Sometimes you need to be pumped up too. Like, you need a badass playlist because you're about to go work out at the gym, I assume. Not me, but maybe Blaine. I know that I like to listen to instrumentals, really good, like kind of like modern jazz and just kind of weird stuff that just kind of helps me surf my thoughts a little bit without being too distracted by what the music is saying or trying to tell me. But let me tell you right now, Raycons are the best way to listen. They come with a bunch of gel tips for your comfort, and unlike some other brands, they don't stick out of your ears and make you look like a 1950s alien. Raycons have a 32-hour battery life. I don't know how to count past 24, so it's more than a day, I'll tell you that. So you can listen to what you want when you want for a really long time. They start at half the price of other premium audio brands, but they sound just as good, which is awesome. You're basically paying half the price for just as good of a product. And they come with a 45-day happiness guarantee, so you really can't lose. Give them a try, and you'll see what I mean. Create your own soundtrack with Raycon. Right now, Face listeners can get a 15% discount off the Raycon order at buyraycon.com/face. That's buyraycon.com/face to save 15% off Raycons. Buyraycon.com/face.
I did a thing. I don't even know if I should talk about it. Maybe it would be satisfying if I talked about it because they will know the results before I do at this point. It will be long over. By the time they hear about this, this will be a distant thing. The Olympics start in 2 days. I love the Olympics. Like the spelling bee. I tweeted out about how great that spelling bee was. People were like, is this a bit? Not a bit. Spelling bee, a fantastic event.
By the way, not to derail your story, but that was fun. Like, Gavin wasn't around for it, but you and I hung out and we just texted all night watching the spelling bee together, and it was enthralling. I had the best time watching the spelling bee with you.
It's a great event. People should watch it every year. It's a lot of fun, even if you're not doing like ridiculous things like what my fantasy football league does. It's just a fucking awesome event to watch these people. There were so many intense moments. I've never seen someone like go to spell the word and then like ask for more clarifications on like origin and whatnot. It was intense. The person who won almost lost. It's a great thing.
I was at a social event, and I try not to spend too much time on my phone when I'm around real people, and I just had it down somewhere, and then I picked it up, and there were like 175 new messages in the group chat. It was like reading someone's live tweet from like an Apple event or something. It was amazing. I couldn't believe what I was missing out on. There was like moments of tension in there.
Oh, yeah.
There were predictions.
It was very tense.
Oh, it was amazing.
Andrew was convinced they were icing his guy out. He was very upset about it.
I was outright. My kid, they went to commercial break 2 times in a row on my kid, just icing him, just
Honestly,
putting the pressure on him.
I feel like that was a good enough read to the point where, along the same lines as a break shit stream, we should just have like a live stream reaction or commentary to an event that's going on like that. I think it would be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Let's
that'd be
do
fun.
that.
Well, I don't know. Maybe something, I don't know. We're going away and stuff. But so I love the Olympics. Fantastic event. I have gambled heavily on the Olympics this year. I'm excited to celebrate it. I didn't have much of a strategy. I just took the over for every country's medals that it would let me bet on. So I'm cheering for everybody. Not gold medals. I just need any medal. So this is my betting list. I have Canada, US, Australia, Belgium, China, Colombia, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Great Britain, Japan, Netherlands, Norway, Spain, and Sweden. All over the
number of medals.
This is number of medals earned. That is correct.
How can you get half a medal?
So it's for setting the over under, right? So by putting a 0.5, you can't win half a medal. So it'll clearly be either above or below that number.
Okay.
So I'm going the over for everything. I don't know if that mathematically is even possible for all these bets to win for going over, but I'm excited. This is going to be my next 2 weeks is watching basketball and rowing and track just being terrified about medal placement.
So if 2 people in Finland get bronze medals, you're set.
Yeah, I'm all about Finland. I was like 1.5 for Finland. That seems super low.
Who are you most worried about?
Finland, because it's 1.5.
Dude,
I had to look. They got 20 athletes in it. I'm excited though. But by the time that people hear this, the Olympics are going to be over like a week ago. They ended over a week at this point, so they will know if I'm miserable.
I wonder if Great Britain got their 44.5 or not. Hopefully it doesn't come down to penalty kicks, right, Gavin?
That was
It's too soon,
great.
man. It's too soon.
That was fantastic. Just watching the misery, and I didn't even know that was happening.
I don't think we've talked about this in a regular face, but if you want to see my live reactions to England losing the 2020 Euro final, it's in our RTX break shit stream.
It's on YouTube.
Oh dear. Well, the timing of that stream, unbelievable.
It was fantastic. Yeah.
Couldn't ask for a better setup for that. That was great.
Oh, there's surfing in the Olympics?
Yeah.
There is.
And skateboarding now.
How do you get a gold medal at surfing? Like, what do you have to? What are they scoring you on surfing?
I could guess, but I guess
it's like the same. It's the same way they surf in competitions. It's like complexity of the ride. How many moves you do.
Similar to skateboarding.
Yeah, very similar to skateboarding.
Okay. Yeah, I've never watched competitive surfing.
Mm-hmm. I'm jazzed about the like sports that I give a shit about being represented finally, like surfing and skating and that kind of stuff. Obviously basketball, but the USA men's basketball team sucks apparently, so we'll see.
Yeah, they barely made it in, right?
Yeah.
1.5 medals for Finland is nuts. Like if they get 2 bronzes.
Yeah.
Not only is it like I didn't put the odds on that, that was like an unlikely thing to happen. They gave favorable odds that they wouldn't get 2.
So Andrew, what are we looking at? Let's say if you hit every one of these, are you retiring?
No. I just put 1 unit on every bet.
Okay.
So it's not a huge difference either way. I need about half of them to win to make the money back that I put down. So I feel okay about it.
I'm sure you will.
We'll see. I'm just excited to be up at 3 a.m. watching some random event that I typically wouldn't care about, just yelling about metal placement. It's going to be
Russian
great.
handball all over again.
It will be. Yeah. I love it.
Is handball in there?
Handball is. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
It is interesting. I'm excited.
I want to get in on this if there's any live discussion.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
you're going to be.
same.
That's the second conversation I had. You're going to a foreign country. Are you going to have to quarantine still at this point?
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay. I was hoping that'd be no. I was
Why?
hoping the rules would have changed. Well, because last time you said that you're going to be stuck for 4 or whatever days, and
Yeah.
you're just going to play outskirts.
Play it
nonstop.
outskirts, yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to see. I wanted to, if I could relax a little bit and not have to think about outskirts.
I think it's actually 6 days because
Fuck you.
technically if I test negative on the 5th day, I think it's like 7 days because then I'll be waiting like 24 hours for the result. But technically the day you land is day 0. So yeah, I'm probably a week straight of outskirts.
That's awful.
People who are fully vaccinated don't have to quarantine, but only if they got vaccinated in the UK.
What a
Even
dumb,
though I got shot up with the same shit. But
weird.
I don't know. It's annoying.
That is a strange thing. I feel I'm still processing. I was laughing so hard. The fact that Jeff or Gavin, how has your day been so far today? Just a normal day?
You shit your pants or anything?
That's what I'm kind of getting at.
Pretty solid day. Yeah. I mean, I had
Solid
another
day.
COVID test, but that'll be like the 70th one probably.
Yeah, I got it yesterday.
That's pretty normal at this point.
Yeah, it's an uneventful day. You and I were just living our life. Jeff had a fucking dye pack go off in his house, and he built a sandcastle in his shorts. And he's just here. I just keep processing how wildly different our days are.
Yeah.
Oh.
And not that like abnormal of a day for me either. It's I just don't always
this
think
is
to
just
tell
your
you all
life.
the dumb shit that happens because it's so commonplace.
That's why I need a live feed to your life.
We have such different, like the last kitchen disaster I had was really, I got a rice cooker like over a year ago, never used it. I was like, I was in a weird spot of like hungry, but didn't want to make a meal because it was late. So I put the rice in, did everything, hit start, 1 hour appeared. I was like, whatever, I'll wait an hour. Waited an hour, opened it up. I was more surprised than Morgan Freeman in 7 to open it up and see the rice uncooked. Like it looked the exact same as I put it in. What I didn't realize is it wasn't a start button, it was a delay start button. So I clicked delay start for 1 hour, sat down there and just waited, and then opened it like, rice time, not even slightly cooked. It then turned on after the fact. I had to wait 2 hours to make my cup of rice. It was dreadful. But it's like, it's a contained issue. I don't have shit on my walls. I don't have things exploding.
I will say the last time we recorded, you had a
That is
pretty
true.
intense issue with a tea kettle.
The tea kettle ramen scenario wasn't
Oh
bad.
my God, I forgot about that.
I was looking at the pictures this morning.
That was a disaster, but yeah.
And I've learned like since then that's like a $200 kettle.
It's a
That's
fancy
some
kettle.
fancy shit.
It's a nice kettle.
Yeah, dude, your kettle flex was pretty intense.
was it a kettle flex? It's a nice kettle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had a pretty nice day. I was rendering footage of it. It was taking ages, so I just thought I'd quickly watch Jurassic Park. It was a
Yeah?
good movie. I realized I've seen that movie. I saw it way more times as a kid. Maybe I must have seen it like 15 times. I don't think I ever realized what the movie's about or like why the movie happens. Because it's always like a plot of a movie, right? The main plot is, man
Yeah.
rebirths dinosaurs and it goes against nature. Nature fights
Sure.
back. Dinosaurs don't do
Are you
it.
talking the mosquito thing? Like the origin of it? Is that what
Not
you
even
mean?
that. I didn't realize that movie happens because the guy that dies at the beginning, the guy that gets sucked into the raptor pen, his family is suing the park for $20 million. And the investors are pulling out. And John Hammond needs 2 experts to sign off on the safety of the park. Don't think I ever paid attention
No.
to that. You could
I had no
summarize
idea.
movies in a way that doesn't reveal. Well, I guess that would kind of give it away, but there's like really ignorable plot in movies. And I feel like I want to go through all the movies I've seen a load of times and like write down the plot of why they actually take place.
I'll be honest, dude. You just blew my mind.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
had no
right?
idea.
I've seen that movie so many times. I don't either. It's just like the unmemorable crap. Like you're a kid, you're watching. It's like, man, I wish the helicopter would land on the frickin' island. We see some damn dinosaurs, and you don't see any. You don't really listen to any of the exposition.
I'm sure minor league fan Jack is fucking going like, oh, how did you not know? I can't believe it. It's right there in front of you.
If we called Jack, do you think he would know now
Yes.
why Jurassic Park starts?
Yes, and I want somebody else to do it because I'm not going to be responsible for piping in Jack again after last time.
Just tell him to go and do
So you do it.
I don't.
Let me see if he's on Discord right now.
I'm trying to think if any
he
other.
is-
I guess I wouldn't know. Is that the most exciting legal dispute of all time as far as genres of movies? Name a more
No.
thrilling legal movie. It's a lawsuit movie.
Kramer versus Kramer.
Liar, liar.
Is Liar Liar
Ooh,
thrilling?
Liar, Liar.
That's just like funny, isn't it? I
Glenn
haven't
Gary,
seen
Glenn
it.
Ross.
That's not a thrilling movie. That is dialogue heavy. There's no
The Pelican
nobody-
Brief.
Haven't seen it.
The Firm. Aaron Brockovich.
What is the plot of the Pelican Brief?
Fuck, I don't know, dude. I saw it when I was a kid.
I was just asking. I was really hoping it was like a pelican stole a briefcase, and then they
Yes,
did.
that's what it is. A Few Good Men. That's a good one.
That's a good one. Okay.
Nick Scout. My Cousin Vinny. That won an Academy Award. Excellent point, Nick.
It's a good one. I just mean, I bet you Jurassic Park is the only movie that features both a law dispute, like a lawsuit, and dinosaurs. Which I know is a very specific genre. There's not a lot to go with, but you just don't. There's not a crossover you anticipate.
All right, I'm looking. I'm gonna text. Let me text minor league fan Jack right now.
Oh, I texted him. He said, in just a minute I could.
Okay, well tell him yes. Then fucking get his shit together. Andrew, I'm gonna need. I just realized I'm gonna need an Andrew Panton list of the most thrilling legal battles in film of all time.
I don't have that.
Well, I don't expect you to have it right now, but I expect you to come back with it at some point. And then we
Okay,
can put it. I was
well-
thinking about it. Then we could. All these lists are perfect for the zine.
That's a great
Oh, yeah, I
point.
forgot about the zine.
That's a great point.
As did I.
I don't have that. I do have a new list. I do have a new ranking thing. This will come out. NFL preseason just started. NFL touchdown songs, the definitive list. I listened to all of them.
Oh my
Some of them-
god!
It's. I mean, there's 32 teams. So
Hail to the redacted.
yeah. Well, I mean, they changed their name, but they're too lazy to change their song. It's very clear what it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Number one, the next episode, which is not, that's the Snoop Dio motherfucking G song. I don't feel like many people relate the title, the next episode, to that song. Great song. New Orleans Saints, when the Saints go marching in. It's a shit talk type thing. Like if the running back goes, it's great. It's a great combination. I have a Seattle Seahawks bias. Las Vegas Raiders, Raider Nation is fine. It's an Ice Cube song. I mean, it's a lot of these are generic. I didn't know the Jacksonville Jaguars is an actual song, but I described it as sounds like when the Power Rangers form into a big robot to kick ass. That's the vibe you get from it. I think it's called Bro Him, though, upon further research. It was that. The Miami Dolphins is a wild one. They use their fight song, which they made in like the 70s, and they just lie to their fans every time they score. It's like Miami Dolphins are number one. They always think about winning a Super Bowl. They're the best team that's ever existed. I struggled to find a thing that the Dolphins were number one at. Just in any way.
I lost Andrew.
I lost Andrew too. I thought I lost me, and I was about to be like, God damn it, because I was explaining to them before you got on. I had my internet fixed yesterday, and it took about 3.5 hours, and I'm reasonably certain that nothing improved.
Ah.
Wait.
Because I've been, I lose
Wait,
you guys for about a minute at a time sometimes, but it hasn't happened today. Also, Andrew just told me something while he's gone. I'm going to cover for him. Jacksonville Jaguars song number 8, Bro Him. When he said that, I recognized that song. That's a song by a punk band called Pennywise, a SoCal
Am I
punk
back?
band
Oh, it's
from
a
the
cover?
90s. No, it's a song. Like, I'm assuming the Jaguars are using the actual
Am I
punk
back?
rock song Bro
Hey,
Him.
Andrew's back.
Hey, I'm back. Where did I get? When did I disconnect? What happened? Because I
you were
kept
talking
going.
about the Dolphins, but dude, you said Bro Him? So like
yes.
the punk rock song Bro Him by the band Pennywise. That's a great song.
It is, but the Detroit Lions song I would recommend is fantastic. If you're going to listen to one touchdown song, listen to the Detroit Lions touchdown song. It is wonderful. It sounds like the band was like in the arena and they're watching the game and they missed the touchdown and the only guy on alert was the horn guy, because it's just like and then a pause and then a second one and then a third one and then a band kicks in with like 3 seconds left into the song. So it's just like imagining the horn guy just yelling like, my God, please get to the drums. Somebody do something. I can't hold this myself. And then like the music comes in at the last second. It's great. It's up there. It's a shitty. Yeah, exactly. It sucks as a song, but just the context or the vibe that it gives you is why it ranks so high. It is really dumb. It's a fantastic song.
I read that there's a lot of LA sports teams across multiple sports who always play I Love LA by Randy Newman at sporting events. But that song's about how much LA sucks, isn't it? Yeah. Isn't that a song that's like this, look, all this shit stuff that's in LA? It's like an ironic song. I feel like maybe they don't understand it.
Yeah.
I can't believe you ranked Prince's Let's Go Crazy as number 30.
Well, because it's like the way it's mixed. You got to understand that these are mixed. These aren't just the songs. It sounded like I couldn't tell what it was initially. I thought, wait a second, are the Vikings doing the DuckTales theme as their touchdown song? Because that would be quite the move. And it's Let's Go Crazy by Prince. That's not a judgment of the song. It's how it's used for the touchdown.
Makes sense. Thank you for the clarification.
Song in an EA Sports game that you've never heard outside of it.
Yeah. And if you hear that, that's exactly, if you played EA Sports games, you would get that vibe as well. What's fascinating is Green Bay, the Colts, and the Bengals all have the same touchdown song, which is that I don't want to go to work. I just want to bang on my drum all day. That's their touchdown song.
Is that why you've written drum banging original asterisk?
Yes. So what you listen to it, and the first two I heard, it was the Bengals and the Packers, and they just have an instrumental track of it. They don't have any lyrics. The Colts have like a horn at the beginning. They include the lyrics and they remix it a little bit. So it became a question of who used it first. Was it the Colts and then the other two swooped in? Because I think teams somewhat frequently change their touchdown song. It's not something that a lot of teams necessarily are married to. But it's, as I guessed, the Colts, it's like when you try to copy your friend's homework and you just make the minimal amount of changes so it's not recognizable. They stole the Packers song in like 2014, which was that, and they just slightly edited it so it'd be a little bit unique, but it's just the song. It's a lot of history. The Miami Dolphins fight song, just sort of like random tangent, the guy that wrote it got like no credit for it, and he's now a defense attorney in Tennessee. And he is the creator of one of the most iconic, like he got his band together, they recorded it, sent a bunch of demos out in Miami, waited a few months. He called his friend like, hey, have you heard a song called Miami Dolphins #1? And his friend was like, if I hear that song one more time, I'm going to kill somebody. He had no idea that the song was getting a play. It was the biggest song in Miami, and he just had no clue. Nobody would believe that he wrote the song. It was so iconic. Like he told his friend,
annoying.
I wrote that, and his friend was like, you're full of shit. There's no way, because you're just a random musician in the middle of LA. There's no way you created the Miami Dolphins iconic song. So we had to fly to Miami and buy a record of it to show proof that this is my name. I made this song. The Dolphins wouldn't do shit for him. They refused to pay for it. They're like, we're just going to continue to use it. We're not even going to recognize you. So he said, fuck you, Miami. And he went to Houston and he re-recorded the same song and tried to sell it to the Houston Oilers, which is now a defunct franchise. And it sounds slightly different. And you think like, oh, he did it because he wanted a musical change. What happened was he hired a bunch of musicians who all showed up stoned and they brought the wrong instruments. So he just like made do with what they had. So there's a random horn in it because the guy brought a horn for some reason. It's absurd. It's an absurd time. But he was able to sell it to the Oilers, but then they died. So all he's made is like $1,500 from this song. All he got from Miami was 2 game tickets. He got free tickets to a game in the 90s. That's all the compensation. Nobody knows who he is, but he wrote one of the most iconic football songs that is played every time Miami scores at home since like the 70s.
What's this person's name?
Yeah,
that's the thing. I don't remember. It's the least memorable name of all time. I forgot.
All this effort. It's like, this guy deserves the recognition. Don't
he does.
bother remembering his name, though.
No. I've read like 4 stories on the guy. I've tried. Can't remember his name.
It's the opposite of the basket weaver, whose name you knew, but you didn't know anything else about them.
I know everything about him but his name.
What, you want to guess it? Or
It's I feel like it might be Igor. We're gonna go with an Igor Patterson. Igor Patterson.
guessing
the
it is so
writer.
much more insulting considering we live in a time where you could find out in 1 second online.
Faster than it took you to make up a name, probably.
Probably.
I will say, by the way you're describing life continually kicking this guy in the dick, I feel like I'd get along really well with him.
He sounds like a real Jeff.
Yeah.
Lee Offman is his name.
Igor.
I was close.
Igor Patterson, Lee Offman.
Almost the same amount of letters in the first name. Lee is a short name. Igor only 4. I feel like I was relatively close. I remembered it was a short name.
Igor.
Igor.
That's the same as being like, oh, what was his name? I think Frankenstein, I think. Oh, Jim. Shit. I was close though.
No, those are the letter count. Those names are way off. I was only
Sure.
1 letter off. 1.
2 syllables versus 1, though. Big deal.
That's true. That's a good point. If I would have got the syllable count, that would have been an icing or a cherry. Not an icing. You always have icing on the cake. It's the cherry on the top of the sundae.
Well, icing on the cake is also a phrase.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It is.
well, I guess there are icingless cakes now, right? Aren't they called naked cakes?
There always have been.
Well, I mean, like, I feel like they're more popular than they used to be.
As technology has moved on, icing has retreated from the cakes.
It has. Well, there's naked cakes now, and there's still icing on them, I guess, but it's like the side. Or is there icing on a naked cake? I'm not crazy. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's in the middle layers, but it's not on the sides. I've made one. I made
mean
one
the
years
top?
ago. Yeah, well, like the top and in the middle. If you're doing a layered cake.
Yeah, I just
Obviously
feel
not
like
all
if
cakes
it's
are
on the sides, it's definitely on the top as well. It's not like nobody makes a cake like Friar Tuck's head.
I want a Friar Tuck cake.
I would eat the shit out of that. I feel like the ratio of icing to sponge would be great.
Oh, man.
I'm not a big icing guy.
I'm a big icing guy. I'll tell you what, you can have the Friar Tuck. I'll just have the icing that you shave off the top of his head.
What's the whole point? It comes without the meat. You'd have to just eat the back of his head. That's right.
I'll eat the back of his head then. Yeah.
I'll eat his face.
I just want the back of Friar Tuck's head. That's all I want. You can have the face.
Larry David cake.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
So Jack's still not showing up. Maybe he's doing his normal level of face attendance.
Hustle, yeah. It's a standard face hustle.
Well, if this is the case, then I assume if it's going to go SOP with him, then I'll probably be getting hit up in a couple of seconds to leave this podcast to go work on Annual Pass for a few minutes.
When's our next break shit?
I was asking Eric that this morning. I would like to know because I would like to start planning for it. Early August is what I requested. So hopefully somewhere in there, but sometime in August for sure.
All right.
I don't know if it'll be when you're in town or not, Gavin, but I'll try to schedule it so that you're around.
Well, maybe Andrew could be there in person and I'll be in the TV.
Ooh.
Well, we could do that.
That'd
Well,
be
I mean,
interesting.
we need to give Andrew a couple weeks notice to start the trip.
It's true.
It's not a fast trip for Andrew.
Go now. Go
Go now. Go now.
Just jumps onto a ferry.
Oh.
I'm trying to figure out what I want the tag. Like, I'm deciding if I just wanted to say go now, or if it should say go now, and then have a boat sticking half out of the water.
Ooh. I think
Oh.
it's definitely a boat.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hey, minor league fan Jack. Welcome to the podcast.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here.
It's nice to have you through Discord and not through Jeff's phone, through
Here-
his
here we
mic.
go again.
I swear to God, I was actually there. You couldn't hear me. I don't know what was going on, but I was there.
Yeah, I heard it later in the recording. Jack, quick question for you.
Shoot.
What's Jurassic Park about?
Jurassic Park is a movie about a scientist who creates dinosaurs and then a gentleman who turns them into a theme park based around those dinosaurs.
Yep. Okay. But why does the movie?
What's the point of the movie? What's the plot of the movie? Like what? Why?
I mean, yeah, I would argue the point of the movie is that don't mess with nature, and nature finds a way. And and the plot of the movie is the everything looks good, but no, nature found a way, and they replicated and then destroyed everything.
But why does the movie happen when it happens?
Could you rephrase that question, please?
What's the inciting incident for things to go wrong?
What causes the events of the movie?
Nedry, the hacker, shuts down the power, and because of that, the walls go down, and the dinosaurs get out and start eating people.
Why are
Alan
the
Grant
characters
there?
Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler and Ian Malcolm are there to basically give their thumbs up of approval on it because the lawyers were pissed off because people had died. And so Hammond needed someone to basically kind of give a thumbs up on the whole park to be like, oh, it's safe and it's great. And so he brought them in because he was funding their dig in Wyoming, I believe, or Montana. And so he's like, I know them and I can fund your dig for further if you come give me a thumbs up. And that's why they were there.
Holy shit. Jeff,
He knew
you were
more
right.
than you did, Gavin. Holy shit.
Yep.
And I feel like it's Gavin's fault for how he phrased he phrased it horribly, like 6 times in a row.
Well, that was
Is why
I
it took so long
didn't want to give I didn't want to give anything away and like the information we were after. I was hoping that it would just eventually get there. I just had to be more specific.
There's a line between not giving it away and actually asking what you're asking. You asked like 6 different questions that were unrelated to what you're
I was just trying to get closer and closer to the reason the movie started.
Oh, man. Say, Jack, Gavin watched Jurassic Park today, and he discovered that the movie was about something he never realized. And he was explaining to us about the $20 million lawsuit over the guy that got sucked up by the raptors and how they brought Ian and the others on to basically certify that it was safe. And I said, if anybody on Earth knows that, it's you.
I was just blown away, Jack, that I'd seen that movie about 15 times, but I never really knew that was the reason the movie events start.
Yeah. That's the whole point of it is Gennaro, the lawyer, is there, and he's like, we got to get people to sign off on it, and there you go.
I bet there are very few people on Earth who remember that the lawyer's name is Gennaro.
You are in the top 0.01% of Jurassic Park fans, probably.
I'm a Jurassic Park super fan too, I guess.
All right, okay. Robert what's his name? Muldoon?
Robert Muldoon. Yeah, he's the warden, the game warden.
Yeah. Where did John Hammond find him?
Oh, was it in an African safari, I think, is where he found him?
It was from Hammond's Park in Kenya. Damn, he knows his shit.
Jack, who wrote the Miami Dolphins fight song?
The same guy who wrote the Country Road song.
Oh, it's great. John Denver. He nailed it. If you would have known that, Jack, I would have left. You would have blown my mind. Nobody knows his name. I don't even know his name. I've read 6 stories about the guy. I can't remember his name.
His name's Igor Patterson, right? That's what we determined.
I remember that. I don't even remember. We just said his name. I don't remember what it is. I just remember Igor.
All right, Jack, thanks for proving Jeff right, and thanks for blowing my mind. All right.
Yeah, appreciate it, Jack.
Absolutely.
Talk to you later.
Big fan of the show, you guys. Love you guys.
Thanks, Jack.
There
Hi,
you go.
Jack.
That was minor league fan Jack.
He didn't leave.
No,
Like,
he's here. He's
we-
hanging out. Did he leave on his end? Did he just close the app? Because he was on his phone. I think he just closed the app. And
Maybe he just walked away from his phone.
He's still there.
Maybe he just wanted
I
to
wonder
listen
if when
You
he
guys need me to leave now? Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye, love you, bye. I wonder if whenever he's done talking on the phone, he's like, all right, Mom, I'll see you later. And then he just puts his phone down fully on and just goes to another room.
Walks away.
Jack really knows his shit with that movie.
Yeah, he does. Hey, Henry found the squeaky toy again. That's cool.
I forgot about Henry. The squeaky toy, Jeff. You were trying to shush it, but in your ocean rescue story, it added a lot to it. It was fantastic.
It was so funny.
It was just distracting me. I was trying so hard not to forget the different elements of the story.
Nick says that was the cherry on top. And Andrew would say
That
it
was the icing
icing
on the cherry. Oh, man. By the way, my girlfriend the other night, she asked me about something, and she gave me the look. And it was, she didn't say anything, but with her eyes, I very clearly got the message to get these fucking bats out of our house.
Oh, okay.
So I got to do something about these goddamn bats. I asked yesterday or the other day to get more tags because we determined last time we recorded that we have elements of a lot of ideas, but not enough to do any one of them. So hopefully those will come in soon. And then Gavin will come over and cut 100 bats while I watch.
So just to recap, you have 100 bats and 900 knobs?
Correct. and 1,000 metal tags.
I just still love the fact that someone just bought everything in our discussion. Didn't worry about what we'd settled on. It was like, well, they talked about this, they suggested this. I'll just buy all of that. Now I've got everything.
In their defense, I mean, I've been so confused for so long. I don't know that I gave any kind of correct instructions on what we wanted because I don't remember. I'm so fucking far gone with these bats, man. I just want them out of my life. They haven't even started yet.
I like that they fucked with you more by doing what was said than Gavin and I ever did by implying the bats were manipulated some way. They've caused way more just annoyance.
Yeah, this is real for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at them right now. They've become a permanent shelf in my library for me to store stuff on.
We're probably not going to record for a bit at this point. I mean, I know the break shit thing will happen, but we're probably at least 2 weeks, I'd assume. I'm going to miss you guys.
I'm going to miss you too.
Yeah, I think we just need to stay in touch. Going to be a lot of excitement for when we come back.
It's multiple layers of we need to stay in touch because I love you guys, but also just to make sure Jeff is still alive.
Yeah. I feel like it goes back and forth between Andrew and Jeff on who's more in danger. Because sometimes there have been times where Andrew's just dropping pints of blood out of his ass, and I'm actually worried that he's going to die. And now at the moment, it's just gone Jeff's way. So
it's very different though, because I feel like Jeff's danger comes when he's going to look at sharks. Mine is I ordered pancake mix, and then just everything fell apart in my life. It's the mundane that gets me.
I just got my tetanus shot, so I'm feeling pretty safe right now.
You're going to be climbing over so many fences, not worrying about it. Andrew, I think we need to start booking in the dates for when you're going to try the marathon, though. I feel like it's never good when a bit is discussed and never happens. We should try and make it happen.
I completely agree. This is the redemption year. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I've been very vocal on this.
When did the redemption year start? Is that just the beginning of the year?
It started when this podcast turned 2 years old. Whenever that was. So episode, 50, 53, 54?
Well, that'd be 1 year.
When did I declare?
Sure, yeah.
Well, yeah, we're going into our second year, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in year 2.
The first year, yeah. We're going into the second year, year 2.
So year 2.
Year 2 is like Redemption Island.
It is. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay.
Man, I just started season 35 of Survivor, and talk about the dumbest premise yet.
What's that premise?
Heroes versus healers versus hustlers.
It's a great season.
It's a good season so far, but what a dumb concept. Heroes versus healers versus hustlers? What?
They do run out of premises pretty quickly.
God damn.
They eventually just start calling it island names. Like Gavin said, Redemption Island. They move away from the group premises and are just this is an island about redemption. We're gonna call this island Ghost Island.
Or what is it? When they ban them to the island by themselves.
Exile Island. That's
Exile
the classic.
Island. Yeah,
you got Exile Island. There's a later season called Island of the Idols, and so people are like, oh shit, are there a million idols on this island? They go one at a time. Somebody has to go to the Island of the Idols. It's not idols. They just got Boston Rob and Sandra hanging out on a different beach, and they're like, how's it going in your game? And then they give them tips, and then they offer them challenges. No, they're not playing. They just coexist on a different island.
Quest givers.
Yeah, they're the idols.
They did that last
year. NPCs.
Cochrane was hanging out on a boat giving advice.
Yeah, that's a random reward where Cochrane shows up and is like,
what's in it for them though? Those people, Boston Rob's only good because he's trying to win.
Money. Oh, for the players? So, okay, this is how it works. It is great. So you get there, right? And Rob will be like, the first one I remember. Boston Rob is like, I'm really good at making fire. Do you know how to make fire? I'm going to teach you how to make fire. And then so they go through the process of teaching the person, and then they'll offer them a challenge. So Boston Rob was like, I'll give you, I don't know, a second vote at a tribal council if you can make fire faster than me. But if you can't, then you lose your vote at the next tribal. And then they're going back and forth. And Rob is like, it's a big move having 2 votes. It could be a real game changer. Got to evaluate your thing. He eventually convinces the person to do it. They lose miserably. And then it just goes to a confessional of him going like, they're the dumbest person alive. Why would they challenge me? They didn't know how to make fire. I taught them. How would they ever beat me at this? It's a really dumb premise. They have them hiding Gavin in a little spy shack at Tribal Council. They sit above it and do commentary of what's happening. Terrible season.
Man, after Jeff called you Russell Hantz, I went on a bit of a Russell Hantz tour through the seasons.
One of the most insulting things anyone's ever said.
Boy, is that an insult. And also, boy, does that guy's game not work if anyone has seen him play. Jesus.
It's thrilling.
He was so lucky doing back-to-backs.
He was. He went on Survivor Australia, first one voted out. Did not last long.
That's true.
Just immediately gone.
Something I was looking at, though, is like, I guess they do like 2 at a time sometimes on Survivor.
Yeah.
Does that mean that Russell was sat there in the final... Well, this is a spoiler for Survivor.
It is.
Russell was sat there in the final of Survivor knowing that he'd already gone out again and got to the final of the other one, but had to do that entire season talking about his previous season, not knowing whether he'd won it or not.
Yeah, you blew my mind because I knew this going in, that the whole thing they talk about constantly in Heroes versus Villains, which is a second season, that none of them had the chance to see him play, and he was kind of this unknown variable, which is largely why I think he has success in that game. It never occurred to me that he would have done both, been in the finale for both, expecting to win $2 million, like you pointed out, and win 0. He didn't make a dime from playing Survivor. It's
And
terrible.
I watched the one where he cried. Oh.
Yeah, that's Redemption Island.
And then we got stuck with his nephew for 2 seasons.
Oh, I haven't got to that yet.
You guys are watching this show like you're popping in and out season to season. I've watched it live every season since it came out. I had to
Insane.
deal with the Hantz family for like 5 years.
Yeah.
5 consecutive years of Hantz
It's a
family.
long clip.
It's a long. They really they try to get the most out of the Hantz family.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't talk about Survivor too much on this because there's
Sure.
so many people who haven't seen it. But I
Yeah.
would love
It's
like
great.
an offline Survivor conversation at one point. I'm so into it.
I want to do like a Survivor fan podcast, kind of like Rose Buddies for Bachelor. I've been trying to promote that, or trying to throw that idea towards Trevor for a while. I don't know if we'll ever get to do that. I don't know if there'd be any
I'd love
audience for it. But if you're a comment
No.
leaver and you want to listen to us talk about Survivor, let us know. Maybe we'll make a Survivor podcast. Andrew would have to be in it because he's like the world's Survivor authority.
It's bizarre to me because I'm one of the things the pandemic, people started watching Survivor for some reason, maybe because it was added to Netflix was an entry point. But I've lived most of my life not being able to talk to anybody about Survivor and just watching it constantly. It's maybe my favorite show. I love Survivor. It's a staple of my life as far as entertainment goes.
Dude, it's all I've watched for the last 15 seasons, like the last 6 weeks. That and Housewives, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, obviously.
The other thing Gavin did that blew my mind is he had watched like 5 or 6 seasons. He somehow hadn't seen Boston Rob play Jeff. And he's
Are you
like,
serious?
he's like, what season is Boston Rob on? And I'm like, season 5, season 9, season 20, season 22. Like he's in 6 or 7 seasons.
Yeah.
It's amazing that you avoided somehow a Boston Rob season.
That'd be hard to do.
What am I on now? I'm on one where it's
Dude, he so half-assed my birthday cameo. It was great.
Boston Rob.
Yeah.
Do you still
It
have
was
it?
so good. Yeah, I think so. I have him and Coach. Coach's was like an hour. He just went.
that checks out.
Can you get Probst?
Ooh.
I don't know.
I would recommend, in a not serious way, Boston Rob wrote one of the worst self-help books I've ever read. I haven't read many, but it's an atrocious book. And
Is it bad advice?
It's not bad. It's every chapter is about 3 pages long, and then he does a summary at the end of every chapter where it's like 3 statements that cover all of it, and it's the same structure of like real statement, joke statement, heartfelt statement for everything. And it's unnecessary. It's called the Boston Rob Rulebook. It's available anywhere online. Like you can get it, you can Apple Store, whatever. You can buy it digitally.
I think he would be a great guest for this if we ever did it.
Oh, I'd love it.
He's a fascinating guy.
Yeah,
For
he is.
sure. It's interesting. It's also interesting how personally people take that game. There are people from his seasons that have not forgiven him for how he played.
This season, Survivor's taught me that like if you win something, you just shouldn't do it again. Like there's what's this guy's name? JT or something?
JT.
Who apparently won once, but I've
Yeah.
only seen him just completely not understand how to use idols. Like he gave one to Russell and then he went home with another one. It's like, this guy should never have come back. I can't believe
but
he
like
won.
Sandra won twice, right?
She did, but she like plays a game where like she gets there by the end because nobody views her as a threat. She's like a quiet Philip.
Yeah.
In her strategy. It's the most. So JT has a phenomenal seasons. I'd recommend watching Token Teams. Whatever. I think that's like season probably 18 would be my guess. He becomes most iconic for later, and my favorite later JT moment, and of all the seasons, he gets into a fight with somebody over sugar. They won like a coffee set at a reward, and he's like, she keeps eating all the fucking sugar. I'm sick of this person and their sugar consumption.
It was Michaela, I think. Yeah,
Michaela
Who was clearly like joking around when she was like, 7 drops of coffee and a spoonful of sugar. She was
she's
making
just
a
having
joke.
a good time. JT's furious. So then Sandra just ate all of the sugar in the dish and then did like the Jim from The Office face, knowing that JT would see it and be like, Michaela ate the fucking sugar. It's such a good moment.
Totally worked too.
There's like a perfect pull focus to Sandra who just nails the lens. It's like quite unlike most shots in Survivor, but they clearly left it in because it was like the cameraman must have been like, "Oh my god, that was perfect."
So good. Yeah.
Oh my god, what do you think the best season of Survivor is?
That's such a that's a long question. We should wrap up. I guess it really depends on what you're looking for. So like, there's sort of an arc. I recommend that you started at the beginning of the Russell season because that. Russell, whether you like him or not, changed the game dramatically.
I love him. I loved him. Highly entertaining to watch.
Wasn't in Game Changers though.
No, but like I'd argue that 80% of that cast wasn't a game changer. It's a terrible.
Dude.
It's a really weird cast.
That was a good season, though. I
know.
liked it.
No spoilers. I'm still on that one. Still on that one.
I just finished it 2 days ago.
Okay.
Game changer. Well, that is who's like, is Zeke on that season and Andrea?
Zeke is on it. Andrea, Aubrey's on it.
Game Changers like Haley.
Ty is on it. Sierra is on it.
Both Sierras.
Have you seen Beauty, Brains, and Brawn?
Yeah,
that's a great. The thing with Scott Pollard and Ty. What a vote!
Oh, with the super idol.
Yeah, the super idol where he's like, "You gonna give it to me?" And Ty's just like, "Nah." And Scott's like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yup."
Oh my god. So Gavin, you
so
said
good.
you're on that season right now. So have you seen where Sari? Have you seen the vote with Sari where she tries to use the idol or she tries to use the advantage?
Seems like a spoiler.
Yeah. Well,
I won't. Not really. I just
spoilers.
won't spoil it for you. But it's a iconic moment in Survivor.
We should wrap this up.
Yeah, we should wrap this up and then probably pitch some sort of Survivor podcast so we can just make that.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is us stopping.
Sorry if you don't watch Survivor. That was probably insanely boring last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You should try it. If you haven't, try it. It's on Netflix. If you're in the US, it's on Amazon.
I only started watching it because y'all talked about it, and then I was bored.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you watch it outside of the US?
That's a great question.
It's on. I watch it across Netflix, Hulu, and Paramount Plus. So if any of those are available outside the US, I don't know.
But all of those have like different libraries.
Sure.
I don't know what Paramount Plus is available in Canada.
Paramount Plus has all the seasons. It's the only service that has everything.
Okay.
That I'm aware of.
The app's a real piece of shit though.
I'm not a huge fan. Yeah, so far.
I can't wait to get you guys into the challenge after Survivor. That's gonna be.
I'm ready to go, buddy. I got like 5 more seasons of Survivor. That should take me another 2 weeks, and then I'm.
It's sad. I've realized there's not enough time left in my life to watch all of the television that I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's too much reality TV that's been made, and I don't have enough time left on Earth to get through it.
I think I'm not, for the first time since they came out, I think I'm going to skip this season's Love Island. I just haven't had the time to jump into it, and I'm getting way far behind. So I think I might be off the Love Island train because there's just no time.
Great time to start the challenge. I think it starts next week. New season.
Well, I have to watch 25 seasons to catch up.
That is true, because unlike Survivor, the challenge uses the same cast every season, so it's great.